we are again as we continue on the subject regarding the mark of the beast and the Antichrist. And one of the subjects that I want to talk about is I want to start to open your eyes up onto how the demons of the Antichrist, the beast, these dark spirits, how they work in terms of promoting unbelief and with regards to other things, the whole matter of causing the soul of man to be lost. One of the things that you will notice as you study more about the black horse, the pale horse, and the red horse is that they work in unison. In other words, they unite together because they are all working for the same end result, purposes. So it's not three separate kingdoms, even though it's three separate administrations. Because they are all working together for the same purpose. When it comes to unbelief, unbelief is promoted through the red horse, as we have spoke somewhat about this subject before, and we're going to be opening your eyes some more on this. But nevertheless, unbelief is also promoted by the black horse, because the black horse is what keeps people's eyes in darkness and is what is responsible for conducting, as we have said before, blind initiation. The whole purpose of unbelief and the matter of unbelief, the subject of unbelief is one very important one. If you're on an agenda to cause the soul to be lost. Because with unbelief, no man can see God, no man can inherit the promise of God. No man will have the courage to press forward and to press through with anything, neither in this life nor in the life to come. So no man will have the power to press forward through with anything long enough to succeed. And this part of it is going to have me explaining about the red horse. What the purpose of the red horse is in terms of unbelief. The red horse is the spirit that promotes unbelief. In the sense that it works strategically with all the offices of unbelief, or all the offices that creates unbelief, or that helps create unbelief, like guilt, fear, indignation, low self-worth, or lack of confidence. And this is one of the things that I'm going to talk about. This is one of the main subjects. How does the red horse drive this lack of confidence? How is this lack of confidence driven? As I have said before, what these demons are capable of doing is create purposes through what we call, in deeper terms, an intent design. So what they do, they decide where they want to go, what are their goals, and what they need to do to achieve these goals. They move all those stones that is needed to accomplish this negative goal. Now when you try to accomplish these positive goals, you have to replace all the stones that they had removed. So you have to pretty much like rebuild this path to achieve this positive goal, because the demons by default had spoiled that. And this is why when a man loses confidence in himself, he cannot achieve these positive goals. What causes a man to lose confidence then? The things and the matters surrounding the man losing his confidence are the things that will attribute to this man losing his confidence, will be created by this demon, the spirit, the demon of the red horse. Because he is the one who is interested, he is the one who sees it in his negative benefit to create this unbelief. And in order for him to create this unbelief, he have to own the purposes of an unbelief. So therefore, the things that a man tried to achieve in life, it's harder by default. And this is why, because of the red horse, a man have to try harder. They have to fight toward the path of his salvation. He will not come to him freely. Remember when God had cursed Adam in the Garden of Eden? That was one of the things that he said, that his path was going to be hard. He gonna toil his seed by the sweat of his brow, yada yada. Y'all know the scriptures on that even more. But the point is that the default is set to unbelief. The path is set towards unbelief, and towards that which create the purpose of the unbelief, which was the red horse. The spirit of the red horse was what was responsible for pride. And this was the same pride that Adam and Eve had after their consciousness was open between what is good and what is evil. So now they become judgmental and judging the part of God. So they had stopped worshiping God. And because they had stopped worshiping God, then the positive thing in their life becomes the negative thing. And that start this negative part within their life. The red horse creates the purposes of unbelief. Therefore, when a man tries and it becomes hard for him to succeed, it is because he had succumbed to the power, to the prowesses of this dragon. The dragon had defeated him. He had defeated him in the mind. So because it has defeated him in the mind, it is also able to defeat his whole purpose and defeat him in the flesh. Because when a man's mind becomes weak, becomes unsuccessful and unproductive because it's lost its power. Now what the red horse does is that it tricks man about his salvation. Whenever time the man is trying to move towards his salvation, the red horse tells him that his salvation doesn't exist and that he cannot achieve